Hey, congratulations if you joined us yesterday when we talked about Marketing 101 for startups and businesses. We went in depth and explored how companies can get people to patronize them, and there are basically two ways it can happen. Either brands manipulate people or they inspire people, right? And we agreed that if brands coin their marketing without starting with why, then they're going to end up needing to use manipulative methods to get people to patronize them. And that includes using price, peer pressure, and a lot of other strategies that are not sustainable when you want to build a long term business, right? And today we're going to be focusing on how you can use why, right, to coin your marketing and better inspire people to patronize you instead of employing tools like fear and the rest, right? And today our focus is going to be on Apple. Apple is an iconic company, and they've perfected the strategy of starting with why. I'm going to give you a practical example. Now, take two companies. They both make great computers. Company A makes great computers, company B is Apple, and they also make great computers. If both of them were to go to the market and start trying to attract customers to buy their computers, company A's marketing is going to look something like, hey, we make great computers. They're beautifully designed, they are friendly, they're simple to use. Want to buy one? That's what it's going to sound like. If Apple were to market that same computer in the market, they're going to do it differently because they're starting with why. Now, Apple's message is going to look something like, in everything we do, we believe in challenging the status quo. We believe in thinking differently. The way we challenge the status quo is by making our products beautifully designed, simple to use, and user friendly. And we happen to make great computers too. Want to buy one? Did you notice the difference between both? Apple started with why. Company A was selling features. Apple is selling you why you need a computer, right? Now we're going to break this deeper. Remember, I said Apple is our focal point today. So you're going to hear another example about Apple really quickly. Now, let's go a bit deeper. Did you know that Apple did not invent the iPod? It might be shocking. Apple is widely credited to have changed the music industry when they stepped into the iPod industry. However, they are not the original inventors of the iPod. A company in Singapore called Creative Technology Limited, they're based in Singapore. They are the original guys to have created the iPod, right? But what they got wrong is their marketing. Apple stepped into the iPod industry 22 months after Creative Technologies Limited launched the iPod in the market. The only difference is Creative Technologies Limited marketed the iPod as a 5 gigabyte MP3 player. And that, in truth, was what it was. It was a 5 gigabyte MP3 player. Apple did the same thing, but then their marketing was different. Apple said, we're going to put 1,000 songs in your pockets. That's amazing. That's a way to blow everybody's minds. Company A, Creative Technologies Limited, was marketing the features. And it's true. It was an MP3 player. That's true. It also came with 5 gigabytes of memory. That's true. Yes, it could play 1,000 songs, but it didn't tell you that. What it told you is this is an MP3 player that had 5 gigabytes of memory, right? Apple came in and told you what the product is after they started with why, right? So Apple said, we're going to put 1,000 songs in your pockets. And from then on, they started talking about the what. Apple's ability to shine light on why is what sets them apart. Only after people decide they need your product is when the what matters. Apple is very good at this. After deciding you need an iPad, that is only when you would start bothering about the features of the iPad, right? So that after deciding you need an iPod, you start trying to imagine which one would suit your needs the most. Is it the 5 gigabyte option or the 10 gigabyte option? But remember, the only reason you start considering the features is because the why was compelling enough. And in this case, Apple's example, they've said, we're putting 1,000 songs in your pockets. Now, your question after that would be, do I need 1,000 songs or 10,000 songs? And that's when you start comparing the features of the product. I hope we're getting somewhere. I'm going to give you another example, and this one is really down to earth. I'm not using technology, so you understand why you should start with why. Now, this one is really simple. Let's assume you went on a date, right? So across the table is a lady, a beautiful lady sitting opposite, right? And this is the first date. So when you arrived, what you started talking about was, oh, I'm very good looking, right? I'm on TV, I'm an on air personality, I'm very good looking, I get to meet celebrities every day. That's what you're talking about. You're marketing yourself. You're not going to get a second date. I mean, I can assure you of that. You're not getting a second date. But think of it this way. What if you start talking about what inspires you, how you wake up every day and you do something that you love, something that inspires people, and you happen to meet great people along the way because you're an on-air personality and you get to connect with people of high net worth and you exchange contacts. So it has brought about wealth for you also. That's a better way. In this case, you're not bragging about what you own or what you have or what you are. What you're doing is shining light on why you are who you are, right? So you start out talking about the things that inspire you and how you can inspire people to take action through the programs that you run on air and all those things. And this is a proper way. I'm sure you spotted the difference between the first guy or the first example bragging about who he is, what he has, and all those things, and the second guy who talks about his life and why he does what he does and why it brings satisfaction and fulfillment. And while doing all those things, it just happens that because you're in the right line of work and you meet the right people, your net worth has improved or increased, and now you have a lot of money, and then you get to meet cool people too. That gets you a second date, not like the first guy. So a key thing you have to take away from starting with why is that you never brag about your features, never market your features until you market your why. Marketing your features is a manipulative way and not a sustainable way to inspire loyalty. What you want to do is not to get people to take action immediately. You want to inspire loyalty. You need them for the long term, right? So that should be your focus. Try to inspire loyalty not by selling features but by selling the why. Apple gives us a really good use case, and I just talked about that. So let's bring this down to your business. Let's assume you have a pressing need to solve. You have a very pressing need to solve, and you happen to see an advert where someone was talking about a company was marketing how they can solve this need for you, and you got interested. So you call them up like, hey, I need to set up a meeting. This is a need that I have and I want it sorted. And then they grant your request and you guys set up a meeting. And when you show up at their office or they meet you at the spot that you guys agreed, the marketing person or whoever they sent to you starts talking about, oh, we run a big business, it's fantastic, our office is amazing, it's beautiful, we have, and the guy starts marketing his company. What's going on is the guy is providing you with a long list of experiences and stuff that they've done, and it's not inspiring you to take action, right? What they've done, who they know, why you should do business with them, and he starts with that. That doesn't inspire you at all. You have a need, and what you want is for the need to be addressed. So it's like the same thing with the previous example where a guy walks up to the lady and then he's bragging about his features. That's exactly what's going on here again. You can't build a lasting loyalty-based relationship bragging about your features or what you own or who you are or what you can do or who you have access to. What the guy should do instead is to come up with a better approach, and that involves starting with why. So he comes and instead of all those braggings, he starts walking through the challenge that you have and trying to figure out all the ways they can solve the challenges for you and for other businesses. It's a really good feeling, right? It releases a really good feeling because now the attention has shifted from what they can do or what they are or their abilities, and it has shifted to meet your needs. And that's what marketing or starting with why does. It allows you start with the other person's need put in front. You're not starting with your need. Yeah, we understand that you just manufacture the phone and it has a Snapdragon processor. Nobody cares about that. Nobody cares about your Snapdragon processor. What people want to know is I can play GTA on this phone for 8 hours straight and I have long lasting battery and it's not going to lag. That's what people want to hear. That's what they want to know. Nobody knows anything about Snapdragon processor. Trust me, nobody does, except the techies. So I trust you have a full understanding of what it means to start with why. It's a marketing or a branding based on people's needs, not yours. Not talking about yourself, not talking about your features, not talking about what you can do, not talking about the features of your product, not telling people if you buy our product, this and this and this is what you get. That's not it. What you want is to place the people's or your customers' needs ahead. That's how you start with why. Now, what we're going to be doing for a limited time within the next 1 week, 7 days from the time this newsletter goes out, is you have a business and you want to figure out your why. You want to help, you want to configure or write out your why in a way that makes sense, right? We want to work with you one on one. We want to be able to sit with you, walk through exactly what your business does, and help you figure out how you can express your why in your marketing, right? So reach out to us within the next 7 days, and we'll be happy to schedule and set up a meeting with you, walk you through the process, and let's see how we get better and improve one another. Thank you so much for joining me again today. It's always a delight.
Thank you for joining us today. Stay ahead in business by following Hal's Daily Insights.